Hello and welcome to Stir Crazy Art Class with Gerald Savine, lesson number 56. We continue the drawing of the windmill at Clyde next to sea. So we're going back over here. What I did is I drew two lines down here because if you look at the original picture you'll see that the windows fit within there. Again, it doesn't matter if they're not in exactly the same place. We're not, and also there's the doorway as well. That's got a little bit of an archway on it. So we can be firm with that line, we can be firm with that line, and be firm with that line. Now what we can do is we can just get the rubber, if you've got the rubber going all right, and rub out those lines. We don't want those there for later. You'll also notice that there is a balcony round here. Again, just give it a little bit of a curve, but it stops there. Then we've got the upright supports coming here. And then we've got the handrail coming round. Now again here I'm having to be quite heavy with the pencil line just so you can see what's going on, and then also you've got these struts that are coming down here to support the walkway. Now then we've also then got some buildings here that are stuck onto the side of the windmill. I have to say you might notice that in fact I've made the windmill taller than it really is on my painting, but again it's not vital, it's more important. At least it looks like a windmill. And say when we come to do can you see we've got the ridge tiles here as well of the different layers of the roofs here. There's another bit more building here. And then we've got, that's in fact the wall. There's another window in this little, there's obviously a wooden building. Just make again, this way we're going to find the older white paint useful. Can I just show you down here? You can see these here, these brickwork. If you do lines like that, this is the actual window there and there, and then you've got these bricks here. So if you do that, and here, and also it's coming out from there, and then the same at the top. By doing that you get them all lined up beautifully, and then you've got ones in the middle as well, coming across like that. I'm afraid again here, because of the way things are going, I've done them a bit slightly not quite as nicely as I would like them to be, but and then we've got now here the window's quite complicated, so I'm just going to do the outside lines, and again later on I'll show you how to put the white bits in for that as well. And then what we can do, so you can then take it with your rubber, just take out some of the extra lines you don't want there. As also I noticed just now there's a window tucked under there. And again here, if you bring your line like that down there, that way you can get things looking lined up. Again, if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter so much, but at least it's better than just doing them totally individually. Again, there's a window in the door. This all lines up okay. So we're fine for time, that's good. Now we're going to come to the complicated part. Well, before we go any further, just here we've got the marshland. It's again quite a famous bit of coast here. We've got what I suppose for want of a better word, a bund, a sea wall obviously made of earth. There is a sluice here. Again, I hope you can also do it one way round. Again here, along here it becomes a bit more tree-like, so we have to do that with that. Okay, so and you'll see later on as we do the paint. Now the complicated part. doing the vanes of the windmill is not easy. The shapes seem to change, but if you imagine that somewhere here is the centre of the spokes, as it were. In fact, I'm afraid I've made it a bit high on this. They should actually be a bit lower down here, but I'm not going to change this now. Again, you can use a ruler. You have a double line coming through here. You can't see, and again through here, and you've got them lined up here. So that's the main arm. And again here at right angles, you have the other arm coming. Now, fortunately, you can't see because we're seeing the windmill from the back, you can't see the other blade on that. And again here, these run at a slight angle to the arm. And here again, I'm just spaced out, and I'm just going to do individual lines here. I think I'll do about half a dozen or 7. And again here, coming through. See again, if you just follow through here, you'll get more of the right fit. These will not be the same angles as these, although it obviously follows through there. It's obviously because to do with the arms being able to, the sails being able to catch the wind. Again, there's a certain amount of perspective here because this one, to some extent, is coming towards you. So this end is slightly wider than that end. I used to have a client whose logo was a windmill, and often had to draw them. It's quite something. Now, just to look here again at the back, this is fairly complicated. As you can see, there's a little roof bit that comes out from the main roof onto a landing stage here, where they've got the wheel that catches the wind and makes the top of the windmill turn round to face the wind, so that the main sails face the wind. So it's slightly complicated. So if we draw in, we can be overdrawing here. We've still got plenty of time, fortunately. I can see the clock. And for the moment, I'm just doing individual lines. There's supports for the little sail at the back. And I'm just now going to draw in the little doorway piece. Again, it's coming through and following there's a almost little arch to it, like that. Also, while we're here, you'll see there's ribbing. If you look at again later on, look at you're back at the original picture. Now here, I'm going to do an axle, and then I'm going to try and draw an oval, because we're seeing this circular sail that controls the direction that things in. And you might also notice that if we come to there, I'll just I won't have it quite as complicated as I don't think as it is on the original, but the edges here. Again, if you carefully look at the original, you'll see that it is fairly complicated. But see what you can do with it. We'll pick it all up on when we come to do the painting and make a bit more sense. And anyway, it's just really to help you get the thing ready for painting. So we've got these done. We've got the roof here. We've got the edging, the roof ridge tiles done here. I hope this makes sense here. Again, this is quite complicated bit of window work here. But again, if you do that and then come across there, it all helps it to line up. So I think now we're just about, we do actually have another 5 minutes to go. Perhaps we can have a quick look at doing some of the sky. Now again here, We started from the ground up to do the drawing, but now for painting we start at the top and back and work our way down into it. So as ever, I've got the cerulean blue. I know you can have many different colours in the sky, but I've found over the years the best colour for our sky is cerulean blue, and I'm just watering it down. And if you remember from when we've done the skies before, I'm going to quickly squidge some of the colour in here, right across the top of the painting, and that's fairly thick, quite prominent. So I'm now going to wash the brush out, but have it reasonably damp but not too soggy, and I can then start pulling the colour. Just bring this over here so it's a bit easier to. Now we can afford here, we can just paint right across the sails, because again later on we should be bringing in some permanent white paint so we can paint over the blue. And again, just try and work this colour down nice and quickly. We've got enough time to do this. And always remember that you've got more time than I've got, because I've only got maximum of 15 minutes, and as you might have just noticed in the previous, we actually got through it a bit quicker than that. Now painting right over those bits and pieces. Now I've had to, as ever, I've done the drawing a bit darker. You need to try and keep it as light as possible. But again here I'm coming up against the building and pulling the colour away. And again I'm just going to thin this down, pull it away, thin it down, squidge it round, gives a sort of feeling of the atmosphere. And I'm coming right down here. As I come down, I'm coming down almost down to no colour at all. Just with a hint of colour. You probably can't see it at all. But I'm going to work now very quickly, work this round. A couple of minutes left. Just put a bit more in, perhaps a bit more colour in there, I think, just to, oh, there we go. All right. But be careful not to get it too wet, but it does allow the colour to spread. Again, I'm going to come down here. I want to keep it fairly light here to match up with that colouring there. So we come down here, move the colour across. A bit more colour in here, perhaps there. Get a feeling of a bit of atmosphere, a bit of cloud going on. Down here, round here. Let's get rid of that. No, we don't want that, no, do we? So again, here we're going to work our colour down. We've just got enough time, I think, just to get the paint and water down again, right the way down to the bottom. And I think we're just about coming up to the 15-minute slot, so we'll just leave that like that now, just to say it's given a little bit of character in the sky. There we go. Right, okay, so leave it like that for now, and we'll see you again next week.